In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 facts about Vladimir Putin. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Russian President Vladimir Putin, born 1952, is the country's longest-serving leader since Joseph Stalin, having presided over the country for more than 2 decades as either the country's prime minister or as the country's president. He has presided over territorial disputes in Eastern Europe, liberal economic reform, a crackdown on political freedoms, and a cult of personality centered on the image of Russian President Vladimir Putin as an action man during his time in power. Away from the spotlight, Putin has had a life of extremes. He grew up in poverty in St. Petersburg during the 1950s and 1960s, for example, but now lives in a remote castle complex worth more than $1 billion, according to Forbes magazine. Additionally, his personality is characterized by contrasts. Putin served as a KGB operative during the Cold War and claims to be a merciless black belt in judo, yet he also professes a genuine affection for animals and a deep admiration for the Beatles, among other things. The following are 10 interesting facts about Vladimir Putin. Number 10. He loves animals. Putin is said to have a large number of pet dogs and enjoys being pictured with a variety of different animals. Many of Putin's images with animals can be broadly classified into 3 categories: the caring pet owner with his numerous dogs, the amazing animal handler with horses, bears, and tigers, or the savior of endangered species such as Siberian cranes and the endangered black rhinoceros. He also advocates for legislation to improve the treatment of animals, such as legislation that prevents the establishment of petting zoos in shopping malls and restaurants, prohibits the slaughter of stray animals, and mandates the correct care of pets. Number 9. He has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize twice. Putin was able to persuade Assad to surrender Syria's weapons quietly rather than resorting to military intervention, most likely as a result of his friendship with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. In 2014, he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in recognition of his efforts. He has also been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 2021. According to reports, controversial Russian writer and public figure 𝐦𝐨𝐬 𝐭 were behind the nomination, which did not originate from the Kremlin but rather from a private individual. Number 8. He has at least 2 children. Putin tied the knot with Lyudmila Shkrebneva in 1983. Both Maria and Katerina were born to the couple and have never been seen by the Russian public. Putin rarely mentions them, and they have never been seen by their father's family. After a year of separation, the couple announced their divorce on mutual grounds, claiming that they had not spent enough time together. The assertion that Putin fathered at least one child with a former rhythmic gymnastics champion turned lawmaker has been made in foreign tabloids, and Putin has categorically denied it. Number 7. He owns a palace in a forest. Putin's palace is a magnificent Italianate palace complex located on the coast of the Black Sea in Krasnodar Krai, Russia, and called Putin's residence. On nearly 18,000 square meters of land, the complex includes the main house, an arboretum, a greenhouse, a helipad, an ice palace, which can be frozen in the winter months, a church and amphitheater, a guest house, a fuel station, an 80-meter bridge, and a special tunnel inside the mountain with a tasting room. There is a swimming pool, spa, saunas, Turkish baths, stores, a warehouse, a reading room, a music club, a hookah bar, a theater and cinema, a wine cellar, a casino, and perhaps a dozen guest rooms on the first floor of the building. The master bedroom has a floor area of 260 square meters. The construction of the facility is expected to cost approximately 100 billion rubles, $1.35 billion, at current rates in 2021. Number 6. He loves the Beatles. In 2007, the British photographer Platon was commissioned to photograph Putin for Time magazine's Person of the Year issue, which was published in 2007. For the sake of starting a discussion, Platon declared, "I'm a huge Beatles fan. Do you think you're ready?" He then recalled Putin declaring, "I love the Beatles," and stating that his favorite song was Yesterday, which he subsequently recounted. Number 5. He became a member of the KGB. Putin joined the KGB in an administrative capacity as soon as he finished his legal degree in Moscow. Under the alias Platov, he attended the KGB's Foreign Intelligence Institute in Moscow, where he received his education. He served in the KGB for 15 years, during which time he traveled throughout Russia before being transferred to Dresden, East Germany, in 1985. He advanced through the ranks of the KGB, finally rising to the rank of lieutenant colonel. The Berlin Wall, on the other hand, was demolished in 1989. 2 years later, the Soviet Union disintegrated, and Putin was forced to resign from his position as KGB chief. This, however, would not be the end of Putin's relations with the KGB. In 1998, he was appointed as the head of the FSB, which was essentially a reconstructed version of the KGB. Number 4. After the KGB, he started his career in politics. Following his time with the KGB, he briefly worked as a professor at Leningrad State University before entering the political arena. He was a valuable employee, and by 1994, he had won the position of deputy mayor under Anatoly Sobchak's leadership. After his term as mayor of St. Petersburg came to an end, Putin relocated to Moscow and joined the presidential administration. He began his career as a deputy head of management in 1998, then rose through the ranks to become the head of the Federal Security Service, before being elevated to the position of prime minister in 1999. Then President Boris Yeltsin resigned and Putin was named as acting president shortly before the turn of the century. Yeltsin's opponents had been preparing for an election that would take place in June of that year. However, as a result of his resignation, the presidential elections were held earlier than planned, in March 2000. Putin was elected president of Russia in the first round of voting, receiving 53% of the vote. On the 7th of May 2000, he was sworn in as president. Number 3. He has reportedly broken records in judo. Putin has been practicing judo since he was 11 years old, and when he was 14 he began studying Sambo, a Russian martial art, which he has been doing ever since. He has won tournaments in both sports in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, and in 2012 he was granted the 9th Dan, a martial arts ranking system, of the black belt, making him the first Russian to attain this distinction. He is also the first Russian to have achieved the position of black belt. He has written several publications on the subject, including the Russian-language book Judo with Vladimir Putin and the English-language book Judo, History, Theory, and Practice. However, Benjamin Witz, editor of Lawfare magazine, and a black belt in Taekwondo and Aikido, has questioned Putin's martial arts ability, claiming that there is no video evidence of Putin exhibiting any remarkable judo skills in any of the videos available. Number 2. He was not a model student. In 9th grade, Putin was selected to study at Leningrad School No. 281, which only accepted the city's brightest pupils. Putin's gradebook, according to reports in a Russian tabloid, was later discovered. Putin was accused of throwing chalkboard erasers at the youngsters, failing to complete his math assignment, behaving inappropriately during singing class, and talking in class. Aside from that, he was caught distributing notes and got into fights with his gym teacher and older kids on a regular basis. While still in school, he had an interest in pursuing a career with the KGB. When he discovered that the organization didn't accept volunteers and instead handpicked their members, he decided to apply to law school as a means of increasing his chances of being selected. He received his bachelor's degree from Leningrad State University in 1975. Number 1. He grew up in poverty. Putin's parents were married when he was 17 years old. It was a difficult time for the family. His father was injured and eventually incapacitated by a grenade during World War II, and his mother was confined and nearly starved to death during the siege of Leningrad. Earlier deaths of 2 brothers, Victor and Albert, who died during the siege of Leningrad and in infancy, respectively, preceded Putin's birth, which took place in October 1952. After the war, Putin's father went to work in a factory, and his mother swept streets and washed test tubes to supplement their income. It was a communal flat where the family shared space with numerous other families. There was no hot water, and there were a lot of rats, according to reports. Is Putin your favorite leader? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.